Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm Danny and this is Project Fern. In today's video we're going to be looking at the car in a little bit more detail. It's been sat outside for about 3 months. It's absolutely filthy again. All gone a little bit mouldy inside. This has come off because I caught it on the unit edge over there when I was reversing talking to someone. But I've actually sold this car already before I've even started it. My mum and dad are going to be having it. It's going to be perfect for them for putting my brother's children in, so they don't have to wreck the nice car. So we're going to be going to town on this car and doing all the jobs you can possibly think of because I want it right for my mum and dad. They're not too bothered about cost because they know it's pretty inexpensive to fix these things up. At the end of it you're going to end up with a car that's probably £2.5 grand or something, but everything's going to have been done on it and it's going to be pretty future proof. So let's get stuck into the video today, and I'm going to be showing you a majority of the items that I'm going to be doing on the car to make it mint again, so it lasts for a very long time. My mum and dad can enjoy it. They'll probably end up selling their other car and keeping this. I can see it happening. But yeah, let's start today's video. We'll start off under the bonnet and work from the left to the right and go through everything that I'm going to be replacing. We're going to need a new coolant cap. This one's not securing properly. I have managed to get it on. You have to really push it down, and to get it off you have to really push it off. It just doesn't feel right, so for what they cost I'll get a new one of them. We're going to be doing a coolant flush. The coolant was below minimum this morning, which shows that we've got a leak, which I'll show you in a second. The washer reservoir cap is missing. They're only a few quid. We're going to be doing a brake fluid flush. We're going to be doing a full service on this car. Absolutely everything: plugs, filters, oil, go through the car totally. We're going to be doing a power steering flush. We're going to be doing the timing belt. We're going to be doing the water pump. We've also got a leaky rocker cover gasket. Down here is where the coolant leak's coming from, which is the thermostat housing. I think they're a complete unit with the thermostat included on these cars, so we're going to be switching that out. We're going to be doing an air conditioning regas. Why not? May as well while we're doing the car. Like I said, it's for my mum and dad. I probably would have done all that anyway, but I just think while we're doing everything we may as well just crack on with it and make it as mint as possible. When I did the initial walk round on the car, the windscreen had cracked and gone all milky there. I've had a new windscreen put in it, and as always when you have a new windscreen put in you should always get brand new wipers, which I've done. I'm going to have to clean the wiper arms up and repaint them. But this car has got an athermal windscreen, which I don't know if you can see. There's a bit of a blue tint to it. It's also got the rain sensors and the automatic headlights. There was a thin band on the other windscreen because it had aged so bad, and it was gold and it ran around all the edge of the car. You can't really pick it up on here, but it's a lot more clear on this car. Sorry, see-through. But yeah, brand new windscreen put in. They're not cheap to replace these, so if you do look at these cars, make sure you've got it covered on your insurance. £575 I think for a thermal windscreen from whatever they're called, Right Glass or whatever the company's called, but new one of them's been put in, so that's another problem ticked off the list. Onto wheels, tyres, etc. and brakes. We're going to be putting a set of new tyres on the car. I have got a set of alloy wheels for this car. They are meant for mine. I don't know whether I'm going to put them on these, but we'll find out. We're going to be doing disc and pads. We've got drop links to do as well, and anything else that we might come across on the car. On the rear of the car, as explained in other videos, we're going to have to do a rear axle on this car, which is going to include new shock absorbers. We're going to be putting new brake shoes on it. We're going to be putting new wheel cylinders on it, probably brake pipes. Everything that I had to do on the red one I'll be doing on this. I'll also be undersealing the car underneath again, but in a little bit more detail. There's a bit of paintwork that needs doing on the car. It's not too bad on this side. It is very thin metal on these cars. They do tend to dint very easily. It just needs a really good clean, this, but I'll enjoy doing that. Get a nice private reg for it. There's a bit of bubbling on this wing like I showed you in the walk around video, and then we've got a little bit on the back arch here, and then a bit of damage there on the petrol cap where they've obviously hit it with the petrol nozzle. But all glass is in a good condition. Just need these stickers taken off and a good clean. Get rid of all the moss on the car. But let's have a look inside it now. I forgot to mention when I had the bonnet open then, the clutch pedal is very stiff on this car. I don't know if it's going to be needing a clutch and a thrust bearing, which did go on my Berlingo, the diesel one. I don't know whether it's just a stiff clutch cable, which they are known for. We'll get stuck into that as well when we come to it. The first video on this car after this one is going to be a full service. I've been looking through the service history on this car, and it does say that the sump plug's rounded, so I don't know what they mean by that, but I'm going to get it jacked up today and make sure I'm going to be able to get it off. If not, just get a bit of a plan so when I come to do that service video, I'm not stuck and I can't do it and I have to order some bits. Inside the car, we've got some trims that we have to re-stick and tidy up and clean. This is what I mean about saying it's got a bit mossy and damp, because water was leaking in through that windscreen. It's all dried off, but it's obviously been damp in there, and with it being sat, not warmed up and not run for the best part of 3 months, it's got a little bit damp. But this car's going to be moved inside now. I'm going to keep it running, keep it dried off, get a heater in it, get the carpets out, make sure everything's all right underneath. Underneath the carpets inside wise, no rust or any puddles of water or anything, and get it minted up again. We have got an erratic temperature gauge in the car. I think that might be down to the thermostat. I hope that's going to be the problem. When we swap that out, we can test it again. It just seems to be jumping at one temperature then down another and stuff, which usually can be either a coolant temperature switch or the thermostat. The car's done 150,000 miles now. It's just started first time on the booster pack after not being run for 3 months. It's still actually open on the remote central locking. I didn't even try starting the car. Inside as well, we've got all the lights where the bulbs have gone. There's a lot of bulbs gone in the heaters, in the heater panel, which will need replacing. There are videos how you do it on the internet, but there is actually an easier way to do it as well. So it's interesting to see how other people do it and how you do it, and then people can watch them both and decide what they want to do. But interior wise, the car's really nice. It's just dirty. The guy was a keen cyclist, so the tops are a little bit marked from coming in and out. I'm going to take all these plastics out, clean them all up and make the car lovely inside. Them are the fun jobs. Heater wise, everything works fine. There's a pollen filter as well, a cabin filter underneath there. I don't even know if there's one actually in the red one with it not having air conditioning. I thought they only put them in cars with air conditioning, but that I bet's not been changed for absolute years. It's got a good service history, this car. I might go through it in another video, I might not. I don't know how in-depth people want me to go with this. I love all that stuff. I'm super geeky with them, so I might just do one anyway, and if no one watches it, I'm not too fussed. This is what I mean about the car just needing a tidy up. It's just dirty. It's nothingness really. Clean them rails up and get them lubricated. They can become a little bit sticky, but all the handles work fine, you know. Yeah, doors lock. My mum and dad said they do want this paint, definitely do, and I'd personally leave it, but they want the car looking great. So in the boot now, parcel shelves missing, can pick one of them up from a scrapper's. Again, needs a good clean. These rubber mats are absolutely amazing in the back, and it's missing its Citroen trolley. So I'm going to have to try and track one of them down. I need to basically get to the scrapyard as soon as they get one of these cars in to get that out. I've not seen any on eBay. If anyone's got any lying around in the garage, please drop me an email. It's danny@georgewhopper.co.uk and I'll happily buy it off you. Name your price. So that's basically the major jobs that are going to be being done on this car. The list inside is far greater, but it's going to be a really enjoyable series on the car. If you are looking at buying one of these Berlingos, all the jobs I'm going to be doing on this one are pretty much ones that you might come across if they've not already been done, especially the rear axle. I'm going to break down that into 3 parts, removing it, swapping all the bits over and cleaning up underneath, and then reinstalling the new axle with the new bits on. Just because the other video I think was an hour long, and most people don't want to sit there for an hour watching a video unless they're actually doing it, and then some people just like watching the video so you know it's done. The module top doesn't seem to be leaking up at the top, which is brilliant. I've looked at all the seals and stuff, that just needs cleaning up. But I'm genuinely excited, love working on the Berlingos. They're always really good to me when we're working as well. There's never no errors, issues, I don't know what you want to put, any hard moments where things absolutely hit the fan. They're pretty easy to work on, you just got to take your time with them and enjoy it, not get stressed with it. But it'll be good to see what kind of car this turns into. I've no doubt it's going to look mint, especially if they get the paint done, and hopefully another 100,000 miles on the road. I hope you enjoyed the quick update video on the Berlingo. The project is starting. I cannot wait to get stuck into it, and if you're really interested or enjoying the content on it, or looking forward to the content on it should I say, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, any comments, put them in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video.